David Baye here for MuscularDevelopment.com. I am here with George Farah, wrapping things up for the men's bodybuilding portion of the 2014 North Americans. Actually, we're just finishing up. They're still going with the men's masters over 60. Men's physique is coming up, but in order to get you guys this video, we're going to kind of wrap it up right now. We'll start with the men's open. In the lower weight classes, as we see at the North Americans a lot, not a lot of big names. You know, when we look at the USAs and the Nationals, it's pro cards for the class winners, and at Nationals, pro cards for the top two. So the guys looking to get their pro card in the lighter weight classes, you know, are definitely focusing on those two shows. That being said, you know, when we look at bantams, lightweights, and the welters, not a lot of guys jumped out at me. Joey Mobarecki, John Meadows guy, got stuffed in the middle for the majority of the welterweights. He looked pretty good. But let's move right on into our middleweight division. We had Robert Zavala. Looked like he took that class pretty easily. Some other good guys. What did you think about the middleweights?
Nice. Actually, the middleweight, they came in prepared, so it's pretty decent. You know, like you said, usually they're worried because they're not walk away with the credit card as a win. But I mean, it was competitive. It was really good, and the guys came in prepared, man. So I'm happy.
Yeah, definitely. You know, definitely a tough middleweight class again for a show where not a lot of guys in the middleweights usually end up walking away with the pro card. Moving into the light heavyweights, to me, this was one of the most. You know, we'll get on to the heavyweights, but the guy.
It's not one of the most, but it was very clear.
Yeah, this guy Tristan Escalastico looked unbelievable, and I guess he's here from Pennsylvania. Unbelievable, a lot of muscle from head to toe. His conditioning was absolutely ridiculous. Jordan Janowitz, a guy that we did some videos with leading into the show, he was in that first call out as well. Thomas Lenahan placed second at the USA's. He just didn't have quite enough here.
Actually, he didn't have the sharpness I think that he have in the USA, and plus this guy just like came out of nowhere and he looked amazing.
Was anybody going to be able to roll with Tristan today at all?
I don't think so. No, I don't think it was no comparison. Honestly, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he was. You got to see the pictures of this guys, and we'll have videos up of the callouts as well. He was phenomenal. One of the better light heavyweights that I've seen at a national level show in years. And moving on to the heavyweights. Now, this was a good division. As far as the first place, kind of open and shut, and George will be happy to talk about that, being that it's your guy.
We called 4 guys, and 3 of them were mine. So I'm happy either way, you know what I'm saying? But I think, yeah, I mean, I have Eric, he's a clear shot winner because he was just so hard, so conditioned from every aspect. Mind you, he didn't have the best physique out there, but he presented very well. He did really good. And I never seen anybody that hard. Did you?
He was pretty lean. Well, we were talking last night in his face, and you know, the guys on the boards, when you see pictures of people leading into the shows, but they don't show their physiques. You know, we kind of like to speculate based on how their face looked, and Eric's looked like a skeleton last night.
Yeah.
So
he was just, the guy's been, man, he wanted this so bad. He's been working at it since last year. We really since national last year, we actually added 11 pounds on him. You know, this is amazing for less than a year to put 11 pounds and come in this condition. So that should tell you that he really did his homework. You know, so.
And it was quality weight. Now we got to talk about Benny Brantley, another one of your guys. Benny a little bit off, but if we're talking,
he comes in the same condition, he'll win the whole show. He'll win a pro show.
Yeah, and that's
Benny knows it. You know, Benny knows it that we're not 100%. We're start like end together in the groove. You know, so hopefully at the national we'll nail it. And he's going to be very hard to beat. And another guy, we can't, forget about Dave. Dave Rienzo, he was a light heavy last year. He wasn't even in the top 15. You know what I'm saying? We've been working now again another whole year together. He gained 12 pounds. He's in the heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? And the way I saw it, his symmetry is good, but he's still going to take second, I think, because just Eric was too conditioned.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely an interesting top 4. One of the things that we always talk about, and Sean and Bob talk about it the most out of anybody, is guys in the NPC turning pro and being a threat instantly in the IFBB. That's what we talk about in the 90s and stuff a lot. Guys like Levrone and Wheeler, they turned pro. The next year they were ready to be competitive. And I think out of all these guys, Benny Brantley is that guy. Where if he shows up sharp, he goes into a 212 show and he's placing right away. Matt Porter also in that top 4, so it was nice to see Matt. You know, Matt definitely improved from the USAs, would you say?
Much better, much better. I talked to him. I said, your condition was spot on. And he was telling me, man, I didn't eat much. I said, well, you look good, whatever you did. So, yeah, he's much improved.
Yeah, he's still got a few parts he needs to bring up. I'd like to see Matt with a little bit thicker chest and some bigger quads. But, you know, definitely a good showing for him. Not only top 5, but the 4 was the first call out. But, again, I think it's pretty fair to say that Eric Ramirez is probably going to be your winner of this class. Moving on to the supers. I thought, you know, I thought – you know, it was going to be interesting with John Ward and Dusty, and your guy Michael Wright came out. Yeah, I mean, he was not the most aesthetic physique, but it's the super heavies, and he was bigger and he was leaner than those other 2 guys. They ended up putting Dusty in the middle at the end. We know you can assume things by that.
I'm sure Dusty's going to have some first place, you know, vote. But I think, you know, at the end, my guy might have the nod just because of his size and sheer condition. So I was very proud, and I have 2 guys in that class, you know, and they were in the first call, and also Dave Fish, he was right in the mix next to John and stuff. So, yeah, it was really like, you know, as a coach, you get impressed because you have 2 veterans. Then I brought 2 new guys, and they're right there. So it's kind of like makes you feel good. You know?
Now, at the USAs, we saw John Ward really go at it with Nick Trigilli. They brought those guys back out at the night show, rejudged everything the next day, and it looked pretty close. John looked to be a little bit off his form at the USAs with what we saw in prejudging. Any shot of John walking away with a win here?
No. You mean different than the USA. At the USA, I thought he was a little more on. Here, he looked like kind of like a little on the slender side. I mean, but I thought the condition, sharpness wasn't there, and that's why it's hurting him, you know.
Yeah, so, I mean, the supers will be interesting. You guys make sure you check back tonight. Final start at 5 o'clock. Again, we'll have some stage footage from prejudging and these guys' routines and stuff like that. You know, I'd really like to go into the Masters over 35 and over 40 and you know, break some of that stuff down. But, you know, one of the things that we didn't see this year is we didn't really see any of the big name Masters guys. You know, last year we had John Meadows and we had Matt Puglia and we had a lot of guys that were highlighted on MD that had done some other stuff. Was there really anybody that was in the Masters that wasn't in the Open that jumped out for you?
I really didn't see anybody, honestly. I mean, like you said, all the names that they've been competing, for some reason they didn't show up here, and that could have been like perfect opportunity to these guys, but they didn't show up.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we had a couple guys that were in the Open that are also in the over 40. Super heavyweight Aubrey Gaines, who was in the first call out in the Open. He should do very well in the Masters 35. Aubrey, real tall guy, not a ton of muscle, but good aesthetics.
That kid is like not just aesthetic. From top to bottom, he have everything. He had the look, he have the physique. You know, maybe another 10, 15 pounds on his physique. He's amazing. And like me and him talk back and forth, and like he wants to work with me, but he doesn't, you know, like one of that type of thing. But he's an amazing guy, gentleman, and I wish him nothing but the best.
All right, George, we're going to wrap things up here pretty quick. Looking at the overall tonight, we have our middleweight winner, Robert, presumably the light heavyweight, Tristan, and let's say Eric wins the heavyweight. And then we have our super winner. They're only giving away 3 pro cards in the overall. You think your super heavyweight's getting a pro card, or do you think the middleweight's getting a pro card? Because I think it's pretty safe to say that Eric.
I think the super heavy Eric, and the light heavy, those the guys gonna get the pro card. Honestly, from what I saw.
Okay, I'm gonna disagree a little with George. I'm gonna agree on the.
I want you to disagree.
Oh, and I will.
You put 176 pounds. I don't care. He was like amazing, and you know. And you put him next to a guy, that condition is 260 pounds. You're gonna see.
Absolutely.
We're talking 60, 70 pound difference.
Yeah. Well, I know at Nationals last
supermarket, put 60 pounds of meat in front of you.
See how much that is. Well, I'm going to disagree still. I'm going to go with our middleweight, light heavy. George has got to run. George has got business to take care of yet. And can we talk about it a little? As you guys might have saw online, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, is here, and he was sitting right up front, hanging out. Kept it real down low. We probably shouldn't even talk about it, but these videos will be up. But whatever. But yeah, kept real low-key, but he's heading over to Mannion's gym. As you guys may or may not know, Mannion's gym, not open to the public. Keep it for photo shoots, special trainings and stuff like that. And, you know, in the Rock, or Dwayne, DJ, whatever you call him, kept a real low profile today, and rightfully so. This place would kind of turn into a circus if everybody knew he was here. But you're going to go over and train with him right now, so have fun, and we'll catch up with you later on tonight. And we're going to wrap it up, guys. David Baye, George Farah from the 2014 North Americans. Make sure to check back in, 5 o'clock, final start.